Hello and welcome to the Felix Frame,
where we frame the news that you need to know. We are your hosts. I am Eli Bault.
And I am Payton Mucker. Let's get into it.
Coming up in sports, we have boys and girls varsity and JV track and field on March 23rd. On that day, we also have boys varsity baseball at Crown Point. For more information, check underneath the calendar tab on the Logansport High School website.
Also coming up, the Logansport High School cheer team is having tryouts for the 2024 to 2025 school year. Tryouts are mandatory on April 4th from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., followed by the parent meeting from 7 p.m. to 7:30. There will also be another mandatory tryout day on April 5th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. You can find information about the tryouts in the bio on @logan.cheer on Instagram.
Along with cheer team tryouts, Swing Choir is holding auditions for the 2024 to 2025 school year. Auditions will be held on April 4th and 5th from 4 to 8 p.m. Auditions will be open to all current 8th through 11th graders. Contact Miss Brooke or Miss Tyson to get an audition slot.
On March 15th, Mr. H.C. Reckenberger donated an electricity training kit to Mr. Beaver's AP Physics class in honor of former physics teacher Mr. Phil Starkey. It was great having Mr. Starkey and Reckenberger.
Logansport Community School Corporation has announced April 8th to be an e-learning day due to the total solar eclipse present that day. The sun will be fully covered by the moon, something that won't occur again in Indiana until 2044. Online classes will be held via Google Meet, so make sure you check in with your teachers.
Get out your sunscreen, bears, because spring break is coming in hot. Wait 1 minute. I think we just need to be a bit more festive. There we go. That's more like it. Spring break is from March 23rd to the 31st. We return to school on April 1st.
Blow the trumpets and make way for the 2024 prom king and queen, Jake Fincher and Esther Bien-Aimé. The prom was held Saturday, March 16th at the State Theater, and the king and queen were announced at around 9:30.
The top 5 candidates for queen were Esther Bien-Aimé, Gretchen Pryfogel, Kristan Ray, Lauren Saldivar, and Emily Sanchez. The top 5 candidates for king were Jake Fincher, Sam Foltz, Finley Gay, Vasan Nomini, and Omar Ruiz.
In celebration of Women's History Month, we at the Felix Frame commemorate 2 important women in history. Not only were they both important figures for the United States, but for our modern-day world. The 2 figures we are talking about is Amelia Earhart and Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Amelia Earhart is regarded as one of the most famous aviators of all time. She is the first woman to embark on a solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean and the second person ever to do so. Amelia Earhart even spoke at the Old Berry Bowl in 1935. In an attempt to travel further than anyone had before, Amelia Earhart went missing in the Pacific Ocean in 1937. She still remains one of the most well-known aviators of all time.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg was an extremely influential and one of the most well-known Supreme Court justices in the United States. She served on the court from 1993 until her death in 2020. Appointed by then-President Bill Clinton, Ginsburg was a champion of fighting against gender discrimination. Ginsburg unfortunately passed away in 2020 due to complications from pancreatic cancer.
Unfortunately, in our schools, you may not truly know your teachers, whether that be what they do or who they actually are. Coming up, we have a new look into English teacher Mrs. Elizabeth Berlet.
My name is Elizabeth Berlet, and I am an English teacher here at Logansport High School, and I teach English 9 and English 11. I decided to teach here. Well, I got my undergraduate degree at Purdue University in agricultural communication, and some people might not be as familiar with that, but it consists of communications related jobs within marketing, PR, different things like that, but more focused in the agriculture world. So that's where I started because that's where my interest mainly lied at the time. And so I graduated from there, didn't really know what exactly I was going to do. Decided I want to become a teacher, so I went back and got my transition. I went to the transition to teaching program at Purdue, and then I did my student teaching here, and so it would be the spring semester of 2023. So last spring semester I was here, and I was a student teacher for Mrs. Graham and for Mrs. Myers, and I really enjoyed my time here. I like the students here. I love the faculty here. It's a way different dynamic than what I'm used to from where I grew up, and so a position opened up and I interviewed, and here I am.
Although with a change of careers, Berlet's former passions never quite left her side.
It was my number one priority game plan, and I would be lying if I said that it wasn't still my number one interest, because it definitely is. It's what my growing up, my family was based around. Now that I'm married, it's what my husband's family is based around, and I still continue to be and as active in it as possible. I just also love English. I love reading. I love writing, and I love the different assignments and activities I get to do with my students. So it's like the perfect blend now, and I enjoy that and appreciate that. I think it's easy sometimes to assume that our teachers were the best students ever when they were in school, and I did the best that I could, and I did well in school, but I struggled with a lot of things, math being one of those. And so I think that's something I haven't talked about with them, is how much I struggled through that, and that, it was a struggle, and I really had to work to get through all 4 years of math when I was in high school. I would say that I'm happy that I am a Berry, and I'm glad that I'm in Logansport, and I am looking forward to next year as well.
We appreciate our time being able to communicate with Berlet, and we hope you all have a new understanding of her life.
On Monday, March 19th, the Logansport High School Swing Choir went on their annual school tour. We have the honor to take a deep dive into their day and bring it all to you. Enjoy. Last Monday, the 18th of March, the Logansport High School Swing Choir went on their annual elementary and middle school tours. The group visited all LCSC elementary schools, LIS, and LJHS. They also visited the meeting of the Logansport Rotary Club and made a lunch stop at Uno's Pizza. The school tour is a time-honored tradition being held every single year, and here to reflect on their very first school tour are first-year choral directors Emily Brooke and Angela Tyson.
Hi, my name is Emily Brooke, and I am one of the choir directors at LHS.
I am Miss Tyson, and I am one of the choir directors at LHS.
So the school tour is when the swing choir goes all around to all of the buildings in the Logansport School Corporation, and we put on a little show for the elementary school, the intermediate school, and then the junior high. We do that to recruit 4th through 8th grade students just to come into choir. It's cool to give them a little taste of what our most advanced group is and kind of show them, oh, you could do this one day, join choir. So yeah, that's why we do it.
I think it was overall a really positive experience. Obviously, there's some nerves when you come into a position that has been full of success and long-standing traditions, and you're just getting your feet wet with teaching and also with this group. But I think overall there were so many positives. I think the swing choir overall did an amazing job and got to bond with each other, as well as got to bond with their music in ways maybe they didn't think about in the past, watching kids enjoy their music.
So obviously I kind of knew a little bit about what school tour was. A lot of the seniors helped me out, like, oh, this is what we do, this is usually what happens, and this is how it goes. Honestly, I had some anxiety in the morning about it, leading up to it, because I had never, done it before, but it extended expectations, especially as a first year.
I don't see us making any huge changes in the years to come. I think we already have a solid foundation, and it works. The setup we have, clearly it is working, because we have 30 kids in swing choir, and they all deserve to be there. And there are kids who didn't make swing choir who probably also could have deserved to be there too. So I think it's whatever we're doing, it's been working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
For many members of the swing choir, the group gathers together to spread one message to the elementary schools.
Join choir.
Join choir.
And that wraps up the 8th episode of the Felix Frame,
where we frame the news you need to know. We were your hosts, Payton Mucker.
And Eli Bault.
Thank you for watching.